So we need to make sure that everything that goes on our 1.2 design brief page is relevant to what we're looking at. So it all needs to kind of circulate around the design brief and the information that's going to drive the rest of our project forwards. So the first thing that we're going to look at is putting in a problems and solutions table. So in here, I want you to pick three potential problems from your mind maps, from your move board, that you think have real scope to move further forwards with, not something that you already are stuck on and don't know where you would take it. The next column along is those possible reasons. So in here, you give me a reason why you have picked the problems in the first column. So travelling multimedia artists have a lot of art equipment and materials to store, and that's a problem because lots of materials and equipment requires lots of storage, and current products for storage do not allow enough variety. This is particularly an issue for artists who travel around as they may have limited capacity for storage. So I haven't got a solution anywhere in there. It's just a reason why my problem is a problem. And the last column is possible solutions. So here you tell me how you think you might go about solving your problem. You are going to be incredibly vague at this point. I don't want to see I'm going to design a box that has lots of compartments. It's something like this. I have an opportunity to design a product which allows artists to store all materials, equipment and artwork easily and conveniently for someone who travels around the country and the world. This product would need to fulfill a range of requirements due to varying restrictions for flight versus UK-based travel. So I've given a potential solution, I've talked about how I might solve it, but at no point have I said what it looks like. The next section is I'd like you to pick one of those problems. So just tell me which of the problems it is you're going to pick. You can copy this from your possible problems column and just say, this is the one I'm going to look at. And underneath, the reason you've chosen that. So it could be personal to you, and it should be personal to you. So you've chosen that problem because you know somebody who struggles with this, because you have this problem, because you think it's a problem for a lot of the people in your life. Give it a little bit of something that tells me why it's personal, why that problem is the one for you. The next bit we put in is the design brief. Now I have created another video on how to write a design brief, which is also on YouTube, and the links will be sent to you. So make sure that you watch this if you're struggling a little bit with how to write it, because that will walk you through that step by step. Some of the things that need to go on this page are potential primary users. So your primary users are the people that will use your product, the people that buy it and will use it. And I want to see a list of areas of people. So not things like James is going to use it and Sue's going to use it. We're looking at things like professional artists, university students, school students, elderly people, hobby artists. And I want you to make sure that you have given a reason why they might use it. The same thing is said for stakeholders. Now, a stakeholder is anybody who isn't your primary user. So it could be people who supply materials, it could be investors, it could be shops, it could be parents, it could be office workers. Basically anybody that isn't the initial user but that would want your product to succeed, either by making a lot of people's life easier or by making money from it. Again, make sure you give me reasons. The last few bits on our page, I want to see some primary user profiles. So all these are pictures of your primary user, their name, their age, their job if relevant, any hobbies if that's relevant, or any other relevant bit of information that relates to what your project and the context you're looking at. And you will also need one stakeholder profile. Now, ideally, your stakeholder will be a real person from a real company. We'll go into that a little bit more in 1.3. We can create a persona if you can't get a stakeholder, but if you can get a real stakeholder, fantastic. The last bit that you need to do, as with every page, is your next steps. Answer the questions in that box and answer it as soon as you have put this page together, because if you have to go back through and do all of them, you will not do it. So make sure that you have answered those questions. Doesn't need to be hugely long, couple of sentences, and that's going to contribute to the marks you get for this section.